Hello everyone, this is the third video of atomic structure and chemical bonding, and in this video we will start with atomic number. Now in previous two videos we have discussed the discovery of electrons, protons and neutrons, and also the structure of atom. So if you have not watched those videos yet, please watch those videos. I am giving you links in the description. Now what is the meaning of atomic number? So as you know that there are three major constituents of atom, three main subatomic particles: electrons, protons and neutrons. So atomic number of any substance is equal to number of electrons, or that is equal to number of protons present in an atom, because the number of electrons present in an atom is equal to the number of protons in an atom. So that number of electrons or the number of protons in an atom is known as atomic number. Atomic number is represented by Z. So you have to remember atomic number. If you know what is the atomic number of an element, it means you know what is the number of electrons or the number of protons present in that atom. The next is mass number. So you know that within the nucleus of an atom there are main two type of particles. One is neutron and other is proton. So the mass number is the sum of the number of protons and the number of neutrons present within the nucleus of any atom. So what is the mass number? That is number of protons plus number of neutrons within the nucleus of any atom of an element. So remember, the sum of number of protons and number of neutrons is known as mass number, and this is denoted by A. Now as you can see, the number of protons that can be equal to atomic number or number of electrons. So the number of protons is equal to number of electrons, that is Z, or atomic number, and mass number, that is A, is equal to number of protons plus number of neutrons within the nucleus of any atom. So from here you can say A is equal to number of protons. What is the number of protons? Number of electrons, or you can say that is Z, plus number of neutrons. So from here you have got a formula that is for number of neutrons. So number of neutrons will be equal to A minus Z. A means mass number and Z means atomic number. So for you there is a formula that is number of neutrons present in an atom, that is equal to A minus Z. So this is very useful formula. Now how do we represent an element? That is represented as this. X represent the symbol of that element. Then Z represents the atomic number, and then A represents the mass number of any atom. For example, sodium atom. So if we are representing sodium atom, then the Z, atomic number of sodium, that is number of electrons or number of protons, that is 11, and the mass number of sodium, that is 23. So this is how we can represent any atom. So if you have this information, Na 1123, it means Na represent the sodium, then 11 represent the atomic number of sodium, and 23 represents the mass number of sodium. Now similarly we have other substance like carbon 612. So C is the symbol of carbon, 6 is the atomic number of carbon, and 12 is the mass number of carbon. So hope you have understood the representation of the atomic number or the mass number of any element. Now the next topic that we are going to discuss, and that is very important topic, that is electronic configuration. Electronic configuration represents the arrangement of electron, or you can say electronic configuration means the arrangement of electrons in the shells of an atom. So how the electrons are arranged in the shells of an atom, that arrangement is known as electronic configuration. Now, how do we arrange the electrons? There are some rules for that. So we will discuss the rules of electronic configuration. Electronic configuration means arrangement of electrons in the shells of an atom. As you know that an atom consists of nucleus at the center, and then it has different shells. The first shell, that is represented as K, then L, then third is M, fourth is N, and so on. So K, that is first shell, L, that is second shell, M, that is third shell, and so on. So what are the rules? Those you have to remember. The first rule is for the maximum number of electrons. Maximum number of electrons in the shell is equal to 2n square. Now what is n? Remember, the maximum number of electrons in any shell, that is equal to 2n square. So if it is first shell like K is first shell, so what will be the formula? 2 into 1 square, because for K the number of shell is 1. So in K shell, what is the maximum number of electrons? That is 2. Similarly in L, that is 2 into 2 square. 2 square is 4 into 2, that is 8. So in L, maximum number of electrons is 8. Similarly in M, that is equal to 2 into 3 square. 3 square is 9, because M is third shell. So 2 into 3 square, that is 3 square is 9 into 2, that is 18. Similarly the next is N. So for N, that will be 2 into 4 square. 4 square is 16 into 2, that is 32. So this is the maximum number of electrons which can be accommodated in any shell. Means in first shell there can be only 2 electrons. It may be less than 2 but not more than 2. So the first is this maximum number of electrons in first shell is 2, in second shell is 8, in third shell is 18, and in fourth shell it is 32. So this is the maximum number of electrons. So the maximum number of electrons does not mean that this number should be present. This number may or may not be. Means the number of electrons in first shell may be 2 or less than 2, but it cannot be more than 2. Similarly, the number of electrons in second shell must be 8 or less, but it cannot be more than 8. Similarly, in third shell, 18 or less. So this is the first rule. Now the second rule says that the electronic configuration means electrons are arranged according to the shells. First, the electrons are filled in first shell, that is K, then L, then M, and then N, and so on. And when the first shell is filled, then we will fill second shell. When the second shell is filled, then we will fill third shell. So remember this rule, we will fill first shell. So first shell can have 2 electrons, then second shell. So let's see some example, like we have sodium. So how many electrons are present in sodium? That is equal to atomic number. So atomic number of sodium is 11. So what will be the electronic configuration of sodium? The first shell of sodium can have maximum 2 electrons. So it will be 2, it is written as 2. Then second shell can have 8 electrons. So that is 8. So 2 plus 8, that is 10. So 10 electrons are filled in first and second shell together. And now only 1 electron is remaining. So in third shell, it will have 1 electron. So if it is written 281, that is the electronic configuration of sodium. So if 281 is written, it means first shell has 2 electrons, second has 8 electrons, and third has 1 electron. Now there is one more rule that you have to remember. That is, the number of electrons in outermost shell cannot be more than 8. However, if the outermost shell is third or fourth, it cannot have more than 8 electrons. So the third rule says that the number of electrons in outermost shell cannot have more than 8, and the number of electrons in second last shell, that is the shell before the outermost shell, cannot have 18 electrons. So what is the maximum number of electrons in outermost shell? In outermost shell, that is equal to 8, and in second last cell, that is also called penultimate cell. So in second last shell, there may be maximum 18 electrons. So it can have 18 or less electrons. Similarly, the last shell can have 8 or less electrons. So this rule is very important. So we will see an example like calcium. You can see calcium. So what is the atomic number of calcium? That is 20. So it means calcium has 20 electrons because atomic number is equal to number of electrons. So atomic number of calcium is 20. So how will we arrange the electrons? Because it has 20 electrons. So first shell will have 2 electrons, then second can have 8 electrons, then 2 and 8, that is 10 electrons together. Now 10 are remaining. Now third shell can have 18 electrons, but it has only 10. So we cannot write 10. Why? Because of this rule that the maximum number of electrons in outermost shell is 8. So it cannot have 10 electrons because it will become the outermost shell and it cannot have more than 8 electrons. So what will be the electronic configuration? That will be 8, 2. So 2, 8, 8, 2, that is for calcium. Similarly for potassium, what is the atomic number of potassium? That is 19. So its electronic configuration will be 2, 8, that is 10. And now it will not be 9. Why? Because the number of electrons in outermost shell cannot be 9. So 9 electrons cannot be present in the outermost shell because what is the maximum number of electrons in outermost shell? That is 8. So what will be the electronic configuration? 2, 8, 8. So 18 and last shell 1. So you have to remember these few rules. The first rule says that the maximum number of electrons in any shell is 2n square, where n represents the number of that shell. The second rule says that the electronic configuration means the arrangement of electron is done according to the number of shell. Means first shell will be filled first, then second shell will be filled, after that third shell will be filled, and so on. Then the third and last rule says that the maximum number of electrons which can be filled in outermost shell is 8 and the maximum number of electrons in second last shell or penultimate shell is 18. So you have to remember these rules. The last topic that we are going to discuss is isotopes. So the isotopes are the atoms of the same element which have same atomic numbers but different mass numbers. Remember, the isotopes of any element are the atoms having same atomic number but different mass numbers. So these atoms are called isotopes. Let's see some examples. So isotopes of hydrogen, that is denoted as H11, H12, H13. So these are 3 isotopes of hydrogen. Now you can see the atomic number of all these isotopes are same, but their mass numbers are different. Its mass number is 1, its mass number is 2, its mass number is 3. Now you can see if atomic number is same, it means the number of electrons and the number of protons, because atomic number is equal to number of electrons or number of protons. So since atomic number is same, it means the number of electrons and the number of protons in all the isotopes will be same. But mass number is different. So mass number is equal to what? Number of protons plus number of neutrons. But the number of protons is same. So mass number will be different because of the different number of neutrons. It means we have a conclusion that the isotopes have different number of neutrons. So you can calculate the number of neutrons in different isotopes. So first of all, we will know the names of these 3 isotopes, because the names of these 3 isotopes can be asked in your examination. So the first isotope, which is having mass number 1, that is known as protium. The first one is known as protium. The second one is known as deuterium. And the third one is known as tritium. So you have to remember the name of these 3 isotopes. The first isotope, which has the mass number 1, is known as protium. The second isotope having mass number 2 is known as deuterium, and the third isotope, which has the mass number 3, is known as tritium. Now you can see each has one electron and one proton because atomic number of each is 1. Now if you have to calculate the number of neutrons, that is equal to A minus Z. A means mass number and Z means atomic number. This is mass number and here we have atomic number. So for protium, number of neutrons is 1 minus 1, that is 0. So it has 0 neutrons. Similarly deuterium, it has mass number 2 minus atomic number. Mass number minus atomic number. So 2 minus 1, that is 1. So it has 1 neutron. While tritium, that is mass number, that is 3 minus atomic number 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So its number of neutrons is 2. So you can see it has no neutron, it has 1 neutron and it has 2 neutrons. So remember this isotope of hydrogen, that is protium, it is the only atom which has no neutron. Other elements have at least 1 neutron. So remember protium is the only isotope and that isotope is of hydrogen. So this is the isotope which has no neutron. Other isotopes have neutrons, 1 or more neutrons. So this is all in this lecture. If you have any doubts, you can ask your questions in the comment box. Thank you very much.